Hi there, my name is Linda and I'm an exclusive Purple Status presenter with Younique. Today I really wanted to go through overcoming obstacles on your journey. This is something that I feel I've dealt a lot with and it's something that I'd really love to be able to talk to you about. So if you haven't encountered any yet, you will. Obstacles will always arise. They could be personal or they could be business related. This is something that I'm extremely passionate about. It is something that I really do love to help others with. Hopefully, after you hear my story, you will understand that even if things come up, you can get through them. So I will always be there to help in any way that I can. So I really wanted to start with my journey. So I'm going to take you back to before Younique and tell you just a little bit about myself. So before I started Younique, I was working as a mine site manager and I did fly in, fly out work with my fiance. We would go from remote Western Australia back over to the east coast of Australia and we would work, we worked constantly and stayed on site, and then we ended up flying back every 4 to 6 weeks. We fell pregnant and we purchased a house back on the east coast of Australia, just north of Sydney. And we had our little son, Kai, and we had him at the end of May 2011. And I was the happiest I have ever been. I can't even describe how happy I was. Everything was perfect in my life, and I thought that, this is just it. This is perfect, and nothing can ever take that happiness away. About 4 months after I had my son, I started becoming extremely sick. I went to the doctor many times and I was told that it was just my body getting back to normal after having a baby. But I knew deep down that something wasn't right. I spent a lot of time in and out of hospital. I also spent a lot of time in bed with a heat pack on my stomach as I was having bad stomach pains. Agonizing stomach pains, also extreme nausea, and I felt rotten, absolutely rotten. So a lot of my time was spent laying down with a heat pack, a vomit bag, and a bottle of water, and it was just hideous, hideous. So I got a message in February 2014 from my beautiful friend Shelley. I used to work with her on the mine site, and she saw me in hospital after one of my first surgeries, and she sent me a message about the Younique opportunity. I'm not going to lie, when I first got that message, I honestly didn't read it. I just quickly scrolled through it, and I think I wrote her something back saying, "Looks good, I'll have to think about it." But I was so violently ill at that time, I couldn't even think of anything at all. So I went and had my surgery, and a couple of days after, I was extremely sick in bed, and I remember having a look and going through the message that Shelley sent me and actually going to the Younique website and starting to have a look around. And for the first time in such a long time, I was actually quite excited about this opportunity. During motherhood and after having my son and living somewhere where I didn't really know anybody, I would go out and do things with my son, and I would always be classed as Kai's mum. I kind of lost myself in motherhood. A lot of people would never call me by my own name. It was always doing things for my son. And like every good, perfect mother, it is totally fine to put your children first. But I just didn't realize how much I'd lost myself. So with being sick so much, I kept myself at home. I didn't go out and eat a lot out at restaurants or anything, as everything I would eat wouldn't agree with me and I'd be violently ill. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like I looked good. I was gaunt. I lost a lot of weight when I was sick. I dropped down to 35 kilos and I had no energy. I just didn't want to do anything, and I really did feel terrible about myself. So I just lost myself. I wasn't me. I was getting snappy at my partner when he'd get home from fly in, fly out work, as he still worked away. So my son and I were at home on our own for 4 to 6 weeks at a time. And I was constantly drained. So when I did finally read about Younique, I kind of was a little bit excited about having something for myself. So I signed up with Younique on launch night in Australia on the 1st of April 2014. I am an Australian founding member. I'm number 268 in Australia, so that's something that I'm extremely proud of. And at that time in particular, I joined because I was lost in motherhood and I wanted to do something for me. This picture here is my first full face Younique selfie. And I can't even try to explain to you the feeling that I had when I went downstairs. I think my son was asleep, and I played with makeup, and I think it took me 15 to 20 minutes. And everything that I had going on in my life just kind of stopped for 15 minutes. I wasn't thinking about anything else but myself. And I loved it. I loved the feeling. I loved when I took that photo, putting it on my computer and just being so excited that this was me. This was a fresh beginning, and this was me trying to find myself again and do something for me. And things were fantastic. At that point, Younique was really being a great buffer with how I was feeling with my stomach issues. And I just loved it. I had built a team. I think I had 7 girls directly under me. And we were so excited because we'd launched and we were building our teams ready to start fresh for sales in May that year. And things were going great. So when I started, I hit yellow in the first 2 days, I think. And then I hit pink that month as well. And I also hit fast start, which was a huge accomplishment at the time. But just before the end of June, or end of May, sorry, things went downhill and went downhill fast. These are a few things that have come up on my journey. The biggest one was a separation with my partner and I. I was extremely in love, and I was kind of, I didn't really think that there was much wrong with our relationship, or I didn't want to believe that there was. So when my partner left me, things kind of went just downhill. I was an absolute wreck. I was diagnosed by my doctor with situational depression for things that were going on in my life at that time. Not only was I sick constantly and dealing with my stomach issues, I now had the separation to add in the mix. I had daily illness. I had severe pain. Not only did I have that, we were going through the lawyers to work out our separation, as we were like a married couple, so we pretty much got a divorce. I was diagnosed just before we broke up with hyperplastic and serrated polyposis syndrome. This gives me an extremely high chance of getting bowel cancer, because any of those polyps could turn into cancerous cells at any time. I also have a lot of routine cancer testing done. They're quite scary tests, but you just got to go and do it. I've had deaths in the family, chronic nausea. I have gene mutation therapy constantly to check my genes and to make sure that none of them are turning cancerous. I had a 8 centimeter ovarian cyst. I had a cyst that ruptured, and I was taken to hospital, and then I was told I also had another cyst that needed to be removed. And with all of that, I was also transitioning into becoming a single mum, and that in itself is quite daunting. Financially, it's scary. Support-wise, it's scary, and just so many things came up. So I could have at any time stopped Younique, but I really used Younique as reasons to help me get through this. There was many times that that I didn't want to go on, but I did. So when obstacles arise, you change your direction to reach your goal. You do not change your decision to get there. This is really, really important. If you want something, no matter what comes up on that journey for you getting there, it is just a little stepping stone and a little hurdle. It's not something that is going to just stop you if you really want it bad enough. You have to decide if you really want this, and I mean really want this. And this means that if you do want this, you will do anything that it will take to get there. It will mean putting any obstacles behind you. It will mean attending events and going out of your way to get there. It will be doing personal development, and just really working your business and getting through those hurdles and making those obstacles that come up the reason to push through and do this for you instead of the reason to quit. So my office consisted a lot of hospital beds. It also consisted a lot of my bed at home, the lounge, the bathroom floor, any surface where I could lay down if I wasn't feeling great. One of the big things that got me through on my journey, and I remember a time in particular, I was laying on my bathroom floor. I was doing a prep for my next colonoscopy, so I was doing my bowel prep, and I was so violently sick. I was on the toilet, I think, for about 12 hours straight, and I was so drained, and I was just crying, and I was laying on the bathroom floor in agonizing pain, and I picked up my mobile phone, and I went into my Younique back office, and I looked at Margot, and one of my beautiful girls on my team, and she was so close to hitting a milestone. And I looked, and it just completely took me into a new dimension. I wasn't thinking about myself. I wasn't thinking about the pain I was in. I was thinking about how exciting it was for somebody else on their journey achieving amazing things. So I'm just going to, sorry, my computer is being slow. Here we go. So I spent a lot of time having a lot of tests done. I really had my mind on so many different things, but once again, I used Younique as the reason to push through. My amazing parents helped me get to America for the Younique convention in 2015. And this is something that really, really changed my life. It changed my thinking, it changed my mindset, and it changed my why. My why now, well, at the start, it was doing something for myself. Now, my why is to help as many women as I can do something for them, and also for my customers to have makeup to boost their confidence and to make them feel good about themselves. So, you need to use those obstacles to fuel your desire to succeed. At any time, you can stop, at any time, but you are only failing if you throw your hands up in the air and walk away. When obstacles come up, it is okay to take a day or two off. It's okay to sit down and lay in the lounge and watch a sad, sappy movie while you cry your eyes out for a couple of hours. It's totally fine to do that. And everybody understands that things come up, and sometimes it is difficult to really push through, especially that day if something comes up. But know that if you have a break for a day or two, it is not going to break you. You're not failing. You are still succeeding. Every little tiny step is a step to success. So please be proud of yourself for everything that you accomplish. Business-related obstacles that could pop up on your journey could be rejection and minimal support from family and friends. This is something that is very common. When you start your business, please don't be surprised if your family and friends don't support you as much as what you want. You'll find that strangers will be your best support for this business. Company issues could pop up. So this could be back-ordered products. It could be problems with shipping. It could be problems with getting not the right order, things like that. But at the end of the day, everybody has issues in their companies. We use humans to pack our goods. Therefore, there is going to be human error every now and then. Our company has an amazing love it guarantee, so they usually will help you in every way that they can to support you and guide you and help make a smooth transition to overcome any of those issues. You could have people saying hurtful things about you. It could be a post that you've put on with a selfie or a new makeup look that you've done, and someone says something horrible in the comments. And my best advice for this would be to delete that person, block them off on your friends list, and just get rid of them. You don't need any negativity in your life. You are doing something to help you and to benefit you. And at the end of the day, their opinions aren't going to pay your bills. So people are going to say hurtful things. Not everybody is 100% nice all the time. And if that is the case, delete them. You have beautiful friends within the Younique business that will help you and guide you as well. So you don't need them, and you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Most of the people under you have gone inactive. You might have that come up. And obviously someone joins, is so excited to do something, and then goes missing in action. With these last two, this business is built on building your team. So if you are constantly building, if people go inactive or if people join and don't do anything, it's not going to matter to you. You're not banking on having those people to hit your promotions. I heard an amazing thing on a leaders call from Lauren Pipak, and she said it is better to be like a broccoli than a carrot. And what this means is when you're a broccoli, you have a huge, wide front line. and instead of a carrot who is very thin and deep. So what this means is you want to really have a huge front line of your personally sponsored. If 3 people go inactive 1 month, you want to get 5 people that same month new into your business. So then that is going to counteract the 3 that left, and you're also going to be 2 in front. So it's really important to really keep sponsoring. What to keep in mind when obstacles arise. The first one is tap into success. What this means is there are so many people on this journey that you probably don't realize they have the same issues as you. So you need to surround yourselves with people that are motivational towards you, who are inspirational, who are going through the same sort of issues that you are. When you are doing this, it really makes you thrive and to push yourself that little bit further. Daily activity. This means income producing activities. It doesn't mean going into your office and tidying up some paperwork and playing around and scrolling through Facebook without doing anything that's income producing. The reason why I say this is if you make a sale, you're going to feel fantastic about yourself, but then 3 hours later when your commission comes in, you're going to be so excited, and this is going to be something that is really going to push you to keep going, because you know that if you're going to make a sale, you're going to get paid 3 hours after, and that is unheard of in most direct sales businesses. You need a never give up attitude. This means that you really need to, no matter what comes up, is keep going. Like I said earlier, you can throw your hands up and walk away at any time, but that is failing. You are not failing if you only take baby steps. You are still continuing and you're still rising. And keep testing. What this means is test, test, test. What works for me isn't going to work for you. You need to find your niche. My niche is I love doing creative things. I love doing different looks. And when I post things like that, I get a lot of interaction on my pages. So that is something that I can really push and market to try to get interaction on my page. And then I can do normal law of attraction posts and unique posts. You can do this. It's whether or not you really, really want to. That will be the reason why you won't. We all face different obstacles on your journey, but you can overcome them. Don't use them as an excuse not to build your business. You may have no idea the impact you have on others, people that you don't even know who you may inspire. And this is really important. When I was at the Younique convention in Chicago in 2015, I was walking around the building after we'd first registered, and I had someone yell out my Instagram name. And I turned around, and it was a beautiful young girl from the UK, and she was a Younique presenter. And she followed me, and I never knew her. I didn't even know she followed me, to be honest. I didn't know her screen name. I knew nothing. And she said to me, "It is because of you that I have not given up. I look at your posts, I see that you're in hospital, and I think if I'm whinging about something right now, I'm looking at what you are doing yourself and how you are continuing to build your business with all these hurdles that are thrown at you." And she said that I was such an inspiration to her, and I really wanted to cry because I'd never really thought about how much you could inspire somebody else, especially others that you don't know. So always tell your story. Always be true to who you are. You don't know who you are pushing on their business, okay? So please always do that. You need to have a strong why. This industry allows normal, everyday people to live extraordinary lives, and it really does. I'm headed over to Utah for the Purple Status Retreat, and I would never in my life thought that a single mother who originally was from a small country town would ever have the opportunity for an expenses paid trip over in Utah. So you can do this. There is nothing stopping you except for yourself. If you have a strong why, then this will help you overcome any obstacles. And it's all well and good to say that my son is my why, but you need to dig really deep and to be something that really is going to push you when things get so bad that you want to quit. You need to have your why bigger than any excuse that will pop up. You need to change your mindset. You can do this. If you take control of your mind and don't let your mind take control of you, you will be unstoppable. You need to believe in yourself. The law of attraction is such a huge thing. I would extremely extremely. I would highly recommend reading the book The Magic. It is a 28-day intense gratitude program, and it is amazing what you can get out. It is amazing what you can get for yourself with your mindset. You can do this. You need to believe that you can, and you will. I promise you. So you've got this. You can go to the top. It is only you stopping you. I am more than happy to help out in any way that I can to help plan your journey and help you really think and work out what your why is, and to have something strong that when things do come up, you can use it to boost yourself. So thank you so much for listening to my journey. I would love to help you in any way that I can. Please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Beautifully Unique with Linda. And Instagram is Unique with Linda. And yeah, I would be more than happy to talk more about my story to help you on your journey as much as I can. And I believe in you, and you can do this. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you all soon.